Almost 3 years ago, we put out a video that was a tour of our home, which is this thing right here. And since then, it has been watched over 2 million times.
That is nuts. And in that 3 years, we have made tons of modifications and upgrades and improvements. Plus, we've lived in it now for 3 years, so we have a little more insight as to what we like and don't like.
So this is our Tour Our Home 2.0. All right, before we start the tour, I guess we should tell you what kind of RV we are living in.
That might be helpful. This is a Grand Design Momentum 397TH.
Is this a 2018?
This is a 2018. We bought it in December of 2017.
Yes. There are so many different types and styles of RVs out there, from Class A's, Class B's, Class C's, towables. For us, a toy hauler was ideal because we had to take our motorcycle with us.
And we also needed an office.
And we needed an office. So for us, this type of RV fits us perfectly. This might not be the type of RV that fits your lifestyle, and that's fine because there's no one size fits all when it comes to RVs.
Yeah.
So just get out there and shop and look for whatever it is that is important to you. This was important to us.
Right. We do get asked that question a lot about, now that you've lived in it for 3 years, would you still pick the same floor plan? And quite honestly, I think we would. We haven't really seen anything that meets all the needs that we have the way this one does.
Yeah, there are a couple of things that I would probably change if I had a magic wand and could. I'll point some of those out when we get inside. But as far as everything that we looked at when we were shopping, absolutely wouldn't have picked anything else. One last thing before we start this tour is we want to mention the full body paint and how much we like it.
Yeah, we really do like it a lot. And you know, it's not for everybody. If you're not a full-timer and you're just weekending, you may not have any need or desire for full body paint, and you can save 11 or 12 grand by not getting it.
Yeah.
But
we like it. Yeah. We really like the look of it. We also think that it will help resale value in the future. But, you know, I mean, maybe that's true, maybe not.
Either way, it looks good.
Basically, we just like the way it looks. I think that's it. Do you want to start this tour?
Let's go.
Let's go on the other side.
The slider came with the unit. It's great for getting on the roof. It's really simple. Pop, pull, and climb. We've never had any issues with this ladder, and it works great. Down here, our unit did come with a single container for the waste tubes, and we added another one. This allows us to carry 4 sections of 10 feet each of Rhino hose. Down here we have our fuel station. This is pretty common with toy haulers. We've got 2 20-gallon tanks. This one is for the generator. This one is for toys, which basically means we've got an actual fuel station here. However, we never use this to fill up our motorcycle Lucille. We really just use this tank to fill this tank, and it gives us a, one giant tank just for our generator. Down here we have our rear black tank. This is a Valterra valve, which makes it so that things don't come out. We added this. Down there is the pull handle for the actual dump valve. This is a dump valve for our freshwater. That's for our rear freshwater tank. And also, you might notice under here we have an entirely new independent suspension. We have a whole separate video on that, so we'll link that below. You might notice these things screwed into the side here. These are for our 25-foot extendable XPAL antenna for our internet system. Again, we'll show you a little bit more of that inside. One up there, one down here. This is the flush for our rear black tank. Both of our black tanks have flush built into them, so we don't have to dump water in the toilet or anything like that. Down here we have the waste valve for our front black tank and our 2 front gray tanks. We have 4 tanks total, each 52 gallons, 2 black and 2 gray. Right here we have our Suburban water heater and our furnace. The water heater is a typical RV model that has both gas or gas and electric at the same time. Of course, the furnace is just gas. In here we have our wet bay and basement. We'll start with the wet bay. One thing that's really cool about this that we love, and we've loved it for 3 years, is this Nautilus system. It makes it super easy to hook things up, go into dry camping mode, go into sanitize mode, all that good stuff. You just turn the dials to match the pattern and you're good to go. This, of course, is where we also have the pull handles for our 2 front gray tanks and our front black tank that all come out of the tube I showed you down there. You might also notice we have cable connections here, and there's also a heat vent to keep this area heated by the furnace. We've never used the cable connections, so we really can't speak to how well they do or don't work. We stream all of our media. The RV did come with this filter system right here that filters all the water that goes into the RV, whether it goes into the tank or fresh into the system. However, right now it's bypassed because we have a new triple filter water system, which we will link below.
Cool. Show them one of the biggest improvements we've made.
Fire extinguisher.
That's not the one.
But that is an improvement.
That is a good one.
You're going to notice as we go around here that we have fire extinguishers all over the place. Another thing that we have hidden are little things like this. This is called ProTang. It is an automatic fire suppression system. We have one in here. We have one behind our refrigerator. We also have one in our front bay by the generator and the electrical gear up there.
Yeah.
There's also one in our basement. So any fires start in those areas, those things go off and put out the fire. But this is the really fun one right here.
This might be one of your favorites.
This
ever.
is, I love this thing. We did a video on this also, which we'll link below. These are our MORryde cargo trays, and it makes it awesome for hooking up, doing things. Just, you know, if I'm out here working, I don't have to dig up in here. I can just slide it out. I can actually access some of these basic tools and lubricants and things like that on this side and on the other side. So it's pretty great. You'll see when we get to the other side that this goes out both directions. Also right here, this is one of the most awesome things of this RV. We've never had any issues with it. A couple of errors here and there that we just turn the power off and reset it. It's a 6-point auto level system. All we have to do is press one button and walk away and it does its thing. You can manually level, and this is also where you can raise the nose up and down when you're ready to hitch, all right here. You'll also notice that we have RV locks on our baggage doors and both of our entrance doors, and we're going to show you how we can control those from the inside when we get in there. Over here, we have a 30-pound propane tank. Really all we've done in here is we put in these gas stops, which we have a video on also. I have also replaced this regulator right here, which is an automatic switchover between the propane tank on this side and the other side. The reason I replaced it is because it was making noise. It gets a little noisy, has a noise. So upgraded that, got rid of that noise. This is our MORryde rubber pin box. We did a video on this also when we did the slide trays. We replaced our FlexAir with this. This has been a really good hitch, and it's no maintenance. It's nice and simple. It's just swivels 4 ways, has the rubber inside of it. Makes for a serious, good, no chucking towing experience. Down here, pretty much nothing is stock except for this generator. This is a Cummins QG, stands for Quiet Gas 5500, so it's a 5.5 kilowatt gas generator. Provides plenty of juice, about 45 amps AC. We can run up to 3 ACs off of it if we're careful. We have a video coming out on that. But everything else in here is stuff that we've put in. One of the first things we did was this Go Power inverter. It is a full 50-watt pass-through, so we can power the entire RV with it. Originally, we had some lead-acid golf cart batteries, but now we've got 3 Battle Born 100 amp-hour batteries for 300 amp-hours of juice. I've also redone all the DC wiring here so that everything goes through a DC shunt, and we'll show you that monitor once we get inside. But I also just kind of tidied things up in here a bit. The other thing that's new is the Hydrostar trailer brake controller that allows us to control the hydraulic brakes that came with our new MORryde suspension using the regular 12-volt 7-pin from the truck. Over here, it's another 30-pound propane tank. You'll notice I have a Y connection coming off of here with a variable regulator. This runs down to this, which I hooked to the Blackstone, which I'm going to show you in just a second. I also replaced this regulator up here because it was making the same kind of noises as the one on the other side. Just a little bit higher quality regulators. The ones that were in it were fine. They worked for about 2.5 years. They were still working, and we just replaced them for the noise. More RV locks. Obviously, this is all aftermarket, mounted all this stuff. We've got the other side of the same slide tray I showed you on the driver's side, And I just recently started doing this, which is really, really cool, because I used to set up our Blackstone every time we got to a new location and have to pack it away in the stand and everything. But now I can just slide this out, open it up, connect the propane right here, and griddle away. You can see I can still get to my quick access tools here. I also have, under here, I've mounted my impact drivers and drills. You'll notice another fire extinguisher. Up here I've got the charger for the DeWalt, all those guys there. And up behind here are the chargers for our e-bikes. So I can bring our batteries in here, plug them in, and just kind of let them charge. You'll also notice that we have ducting up here to heat the lower basement level. So that way when it's freezing out, we can have our plumbing and everything down here heated to at least a level where it won't freeze. Also up in there is the new 3-filter system that I talked about that replaces the single filter that came with the RV unit. Over here we also have a water port on this side if you want to hook it up to rinse off your feet or whatever. And of course a 110 outlet for all my projects. Over here, these steps are new also. These were from MORryde. There was nothing wrong with our original steps other than they didn't have the hydraulic assist like they do now.
They were heavy.
They were heavy. These are actually stock now on the new units, but we added them. And they lift up super easy. You can see, just kind of stays there. Almost effortless to get the steps up and down.
Even easy for me to do.
Also new on these newer systems are these quick release adjustments. We've just recently added some understep lighting to these steps, which makes it really nice for taking the dog out at night.
Also from MORryde.
Also from MORryde.
And the handle.
We also added this handle.
We've had this dog since day one. Oh my god.
No upgrades. No upgrades. Just
she's already top of the line.
Getting older. You'll also notice that we have an RV lock system here, as well as a Ring video doorbell. We just put this on with command strips, so we can take it down on travel days, which we kind of have to because this thing goes over like this. While we're out here, talk a little bit about the awnings. Our system has 4 awnings total. It's got 1, 2, and then the third one in the back, and it's got the 4th one over the patio on the back, which we're going to get to.
And they're dirty.
Yeah. Another thing we get asked about a lot are these drop shades. It's a, I think, 3-foot drop and then a 6-foot drop, so it kind of makes a little patio feel out here, which is really nice.
Gives you a sense of privacy out here.
It also gives us a way to tether to a bungee cord. That way, if it gets a little bit windy, it helps out a little bit. Now, you're not supposed to put these awnings out in wind or rain.
And one thing that they can't see from down here are the slide toppers.
True. We got slide toppers. Bam. Those are nice because they keep the rain and snow and leaves and everything off of our slide tops. Also over here on the outside of this slide, we have outdoor TV, voila.
Voila.
And we also have these outdoor speakers. The speakers and the TV aren't tied to each other. The speakers actually go to our Rockford Fosgate stereo system, which we'll show you inside. Down here we have fold-out steps that we never ever fold out, pretty much ever.
Ever.
We really don't use this door much. We use the front door.
Hey, what about our snap pads?
Oh yeah. These are another aftermarket item where these RV snap pads. Stock, of course, is just this little part in here, but the snap pads go on permanently. I mean, you can take them off, but they're not going to fall off. And they give you a nice wider base and a hard rubber, so it's a little stickier, a little more stable than just the metal by itself. So over here, we have our patio. This is awesome. It also serves, of course, as a ramp to get the motorcycle into the garage, but it also serves a dual purpose of being happy hour central. We can sit out here and have cocktails. We did opt to get the steps that go down off the back, and we immediately put them in storage. So they're just ginormous. They're bulky. They're heavy.
We never used them, so we thought let's just put them in storage. And
yeah, they're brand new.
The patio ramp door itself is new.
This is true. Both the original and this one were made by Lippert. However, this is their new weatherproof door, which we are trying out for them and putting it to the test because we're getting lots of weather on it.
Weather. It's being weathered.
Yeah.
Look, he's making his evening rounds.
Where is he? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got this raccoon in this park that likes
He makes his rounds about this time of night. He'll go
he
there.
goes and looks around every tree.
And then he'll bounce from tree to tree.
Yeah.
Okay, while Rocky the raccoon is making his rounds, you guys want to go inside and we'll give you a tour of some of the things we've upgraded in there.
Let's go.
Okay. Couple of things that we added that are right when you walk in the front door is the Ring alarm system. This is the keypad, so this is where we can set the alarm for on when we're leaving, or at night when we're sleeping, we can set it for that.
Yeah, we've got sensors on all of the doors, and we also have motion sensors, so it just helps us feel more secure when we're home at night sleeping, knowing that if anybody opens a door and gets in or breaks in, that the alarm will go off. And
yeah, our vicious guard dog
Daisy
will maul them to their death.
She looks small, but she's professionally trained.
Pretty fierce, see? All right, you want to go? You want to start up at the nose?
Just go nose to tail.
All right.
Daisy, this is not Daisy time.
But it's so exciting.
I know, we're back inside. It's amazing.
Yeah, not every 397th comes with a puppy dog like this. One thing that we loved about this bedroom is that the bed is an east-west facing, and we do have a king-size mattress in here. Mattress is one of the things that we did upgrade fairly early on.
Away, yeah.
Yeah, and we went with a memory foam mattress from Mattress Insider, and we love it. We do have a link for 5% off if you're interested in upgrading your mattress, which you probably will if you get an RV. It does make it a little bit tight on my side, but I don't need a whole lot of space. I just kind of do the sideways shuffle to get in here. No big deal.
I do the same over there.
I'd rather have the king size bed and do the sideways shuffles. A thing that I like about the east-west facing bed is the closet is the entire front cap of the RV. And in here is some of the changes that Chad did for me.
You can see where the original shelf stops right about here.
And it was, to me, it was strange because it was just a kind of a cutout here and it wasn't very deep. And I thought, well, what the heck? Let's make the shelf come all the way out so we have more storage space. So Chad built me a nice big shelf in here, which is amazing.
You want to show them the shoe storage underneath there? There's cubbies back there.
Oh, there are cubbies back there. Yeah, you're right. There's some shoes just kind of haphazardly thrown in there. The bed does lift up for storage underneath there. I might struggle. It's heavy with this mattress on there. Oh. And it's messy underneath. I know where everything is under there. So
I mean, we do live here.
We live here. It's one thing that we upgraded before we even got the RV is in here. I would not full time without it, which is the washer and dryer.
Yeah, we get asked a lot about these also. Really, it's about the only brand we've found that is this size and kind of made for RVs.
Yeah.
And these things have been beaten up for over 30,000 miles in 3 years and still going strong.
Yeah, I mean, we get asked a lot about, does it take longer to do a load of wash? Does it take longer to dry? Yeah, it takes longer to dry a load of clothes. But I don't care. I would rather do a load here and there occasionally whenever I feel like it. It's just easier for us. And we added just command hooks. Anywhere we could really find a spot for command hooks, we put them.
Yeah, RVing is a lot about optimizing storage. You'll notice that we've got lots of areas like this where we have things tucked away.
Command hooks have been great. Command strips are awesome for hanging stuff on your walls. We haven't had anything fall off.
Also here, part of our Ring alarm system, I've upgraded to connected CO and smoke detectors all through the RV. We've got them there. We've got them out here.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I almost forgot to show them the shelves you did for me in this area. Okay, guys, so this used to be just one open space.
Same with up top.
And the same up here, and it got very messy in here a lot. So Chad put this one and this one and this one in here for me, and it's so much better. I love it. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. You'll notice we have an AC unit in here. We have 3 AC units total in our RV. The middle AC is also a heat pump. We've also upgraded all of these with RV airflow so that it takes all of the airflow in and takes all the airflow out straight to the vents. There's no dump valve anymore. This power control system did come with our RV, and it's designed to kind of help you manage power. If you're on 30 amp and you try to go over 30 amp, it'll shed some loads, meaning it'll shut off your ACs or whatever. Same thing with 50 amp or generator. It kind of knows what you're set up for automatically and will automatically shed loads. However, it gets in the way when we have hybrid mode. We're using our inverter. It doesn't know about that stuff, so I just installed a little on-off switch here so I can shut it off, get it out of the way.
Cool.
And this is just our slide control for this slide here with the bed in it.
Let's go into the bathroom. Now, we're in a toy hauler, and with toy haulers comes a challenge, I think, for designers to be able to create larger living spaces. Bathroom is one place where I think that you kind of sacrifice a little bit in space. We still have a decent sized shower.
Talk about the shower head.
You talk about the shower head. It's oxygenic shower head.
We bought this actually before we moved into our RV because we heard good things about it, and it's great. It's so much better than the stock shower head.
Yeah. A lot of the Grand Design models have the skylight cut up into the showers, and I think that's for extra headspace too. But I mean, there's plenty of room in here.
I'm 6 foot tall. I fit in fine.
Storage wise, Chad actually did me a big favor and put another shelf in here because once again, this was one of those cabinets that was just an open big box, and it made it challenging to really utilize the storage space. So with this shelf and baskets and stuff, it holds a lot more. It's a little messy because I forgot that we were going to be opening this up on camera. But this one's fine. It's messy, but you know, we do have these little baskets and stuff now because in the beginning stuff would topple over during travel days, but I also put some of the stuff away when we are traveling. We've got some storage stuff down here, some decent spaces. We hung our teepee inside the door.
We've replaced this sink a couple of times, this faucet.
Oh yeah.
Not the sink, but the faucet.
I'm actually sitting on something that's an upgrade.
A lot of people complain about these toilets and being able to clean the grooves and stuff underneath.
I got tired of cleaning the stock toilet seats. There were all kinds of grooves and stuff in here, and it was a pain in the butt. And it was plastic, and it was kind of cheap, and it would just slam shut. But this thing, watch. Check it out. It's so much easier. And you can pop it off on the back here, and it comes right off and you can clean it easily.
Bathroom also has a max air fan, which when you push one button, it will turn on and open up the vent.
Okay, moving on.
You might notice next to our ring is an RV lock panel here. We can actually control all the locks right from here.
The little things that we've changed are usually just things like I'll change this rug out every few months because I get bored. So our windows are dual pane windows, and we get asked a lot, especially lately. I don't know why lately, but
wintertime condensation.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. People are asking if dual pane windows are worth it. And we say yes. One of the biggest things for us is we have never once in the 3 years that we've been in this RV had condensation on the inside of our windows. Not once. Not in any of the RV. I think that they help reduce noise, don't you think? And it helps with heat, insulation, cooling, all of that. So anything you want to add about the windows?
No, you got it.
I got it? I want to show you guys this little storage solution that I finally found. I had so many different things in this area for so long. I had different storage ottomans. They were bulky, they were difficult to get into, and finally I found this. It fits perfectly for our needs, and it fits perfectly under our table. Our dinette did come with 4 chairs. We got rid of 2 of them. 2 of them are in storage. I like it because it's drawers. It's easy to get into.
And these chairs also come with storage underneath.
One thing that I don't think has held up that great in this RV is this table. That could be from some of the cleaning products I have used on it over the past few years. May have been not appropriate for this table. I've tried a lot of different things. It's just worn out.
I mean, this part is great. This holds up great, obviously. This stuff gets scratched easy. It dings up easy.
Another thing that I don't think held up well at all is this long carpet. Not sure why they chose this shaggy type of carpet to put in the RVs, but you can see it's very matted. Even though we have used professional carpet cleaning, and it made it actually look worse. Good news is, guys, is that they no longer make the main slides with carpet on top of them. It's just this flooring all the way through. So it'll actually make the interior look bigger, and you can put your own rug under the table if you'd like. One thing I loved about this kitchen was the amount of storage space that came with this kitchen. We'll get into that in a second. That's Command Central. This
is Liquor Central.
Yeah. Except we did have a little accident this last time. I had a little wine bottle fall out.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was real fun. Oh my gosh, it just keeps getting better. And here's more storage. This is kind of like a coffee central and plates and stuff.
Love the coffee bar here.
Yes. I have more storage, honestly, than I probably even need. Do you want to show them your command center?
Yeah.
Since we're over here?
Hand it over to you.
Yeah, hand me the camera. let's go to Chad in the control center.
So stock, what came with this was just the radio and this little subwoofer control and the control panel. Obviously, we've added quite a bit in here, and in the process, I moved this control panel down. We have videos on all this. We'll put the links below. A couple of things in here. This is our surge guard. Originally, we had a different model in here, but I like this model a lot better because I can see both lines at once, the voltage and also the current draw. That helps out a lot when you're trying to manage power. And of course, it does protect against a whole plethora of issues, miswired pedestals, bad grounds, all that horrible stuff that can damage your RV. Biggest one being low voltage. It protects against all that. This is the control panel for the inverter that I showed you in the front bay up there. This just allows us to control that, change settings, kind of see what's going on here, see the charge state of our batteries, etc. This little guy down here is our Victron battery monitor. When I was up front, I mentioned rewiring everything so that everything goes through the shunt. That's what this thing's about. It monitors all of in and out traffic through the battery and makes sure that we have a good charge on there all the time. It gives us a true state of charge versus just checking the voltage levels. And this is the one control that came with our system. You can see in here, I can control lighting, I control the colors, I can do all kinds of stuff in here. I think the newer models, you can actually control your ACs and stuff through here, which is kind of nice because you can control that through the internet. Ours aren't like that. Also in here is the tank monitors. We have wireless LPG tank monitors that let us know the status of our tanks at any given time. We can see that here, and we can also see it in an app. Down here is just our power distribution panel where we have fuses and everything for both sides of the 50 amp RV.
This model comes with something that I thought it was going to get a ton of use out of. I still think it's pretty cool and pretty useful, but I don't use it that much anymore. Is central vacuum. And it comes with a long vacuum hose that plugs in here. It will stretch from one end to the other of the RV.
But it's bulky and heavy.
We found a cordless vac, and this is version 2.0 of the cordless vac.
We'll show you that when we get to the office.
All right. Our refrigerator is electric and or propane RV fridge. So it's obviously not the residential style fridge, but it's been good for us.
They didn't have a residential fridge option when we purchased our RV.
They do now. They do now in the Momentums. It is how many cubic feet?
18.
It's stocked pretty full because we just went to the grocery yesterday. You can see it holds a lot of food. The freezer is due for a defrost, so don't judge, don't judge. Ah!
You can't see the frost. We've got it covered by food.
Yeah, again, holds a lot.
Yeah. It's worked out well. The RV fridges don't do great. You can see our temperatures here right now. 20 degrees on the freezer is not awesome.
But that's also in part due to the fact that we need to defrost it.
Sure.
So one thing I love is the island. It's definitely great to have this extra space when cooking. It's good to have the covers for
hiding dishes.
Right now it's hiding our dishwashing tub because we do not have sewer where we are currently camping. So we wash in the tub.
We dump our dishwater in our rear toilet when we're dry camping.
That's right. Underneath this island is more storage. Having a lid on the trash can of your RV helps in pest deterrent. And one thing that I wish that this RV had that maybe it'll have in the future, we hope, is a tray for this stuff to slide out. Because I have all these cleaning products and everything back there, and same with the one down below, and it's really hard to get to. So if we had a tray that pulled out, that would be awesome. There's more storage in here in the island. One thing that gets a lot of use in our RV is our oven and our stovetop. Right. So much use that...
It's dirty.
It's pretty dirty. Take a sneak peek. I have no problem with our oven. I don't use a stone to like even out the heat or anything. I mean, for us it works fine. And it lights very easily. I just light the pilot up here so we don't have to light it down below or anything like that. Because of that, I don't use this as convection very much. We mainly use it as microwave only. We do occasionally use it as a convection as well. We have a window right here. Anywhere that you can get extra light coming in from the outside, I think really helps with the feel on the inside. And speaking of the feel on the inside of this RV, look how tall the ceilings are. That's one thing that I absolutely love about fifth wheels and about our unit. They definitely seem more spacious than a lot of Class A's because they are super tall. We did do some upgrades in this pantry. I guess they're not really upgrades, they're just more like organizational modifications that I did. We do have a video on that, so I'll show you in that video all about the storage containers and these shelves, everything that I did to make this a little bit easier to function. I am getting hungry. I kind of forget that we have this one because I can barely reach it. Hold on. Yeah.
Toilet paper storage.
It's toilet paper storage. It's also a mixer storage and a food processor that neither one have been pulled out since we've been here. So I'm thinking I probably should get rid of them. Okay, one thing that I love that Chad did early on in our RVing life is he refaced this fireplace. And it's gorgeous. He did great on that. When we got the RV, it came with a faux stone cement looking facade around the fireplace that, to be honest with you, I hated it. And so we found these stick-on.
They're real tiles.
They're real tiles, so it's not like the plastic stuff. The fireplace can be used just aesthetically or for heat or both. Now we're on to the big TV here. What is this, 60?
57? I don't know.
Pretty big.
It does pop out in the swivel.
That's as far as it swivels?
Yeah, but that pretty much faces our love seat.
Back here is where we keep the Marcel, which is how we monitor temperature, humidity, water, all that stuff. For that little fluff ball right there. Up above is just miscellaneous storage. Oh, soda cans, soap.
Soap, trash bags.
If I could wave a magic wand and I could create a little bit different space for us in this RV, this is the one thing that I would change. I would only change it when we have company over, which is very rare these days anyhow. But I would love to have additional seating for guests so that we could sit together. Grand Design does have other models of fifth wheels that have a lot more living space than this does. Again, it's a toy hauler, so you sacrifice some living space, or you're going to sacrifice space somewhere because of this room back here. Daisy's area hasn't changed since our first tour. She still has her silk pillow. She now has her Tiger. I love the fact that this whole slide out is windows. So what that does for us is it really opens up the outside and brings the outside inside.
It's almost like we're camping.
It's almost like we're camping, but we are camping in luxury. It makes me feel good. You don't feel as closed in. You don't feel like you're living in such a tight space. We call this area the attic. Technically, it's a bunk, but it's storage for us. Up there, we just keep lightweight stuff like extra blankets and
pillows and
I think there's
empty luggage.
Also up there is our Ring security camera. That we mainly use just to keep an eye on Daisy. Want to see what makes the toy hauler the toy hauler?
You want to see where all the video magic happens?
The video magic happens in here. Da, 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 da. This is actually version
3 or 4.
3. So the very first RV tour, the one that has 2 million views, has a small little desk that Chad found on Amazon, I think positioned right over here. Yep. It was pretty cheap and it was pretty small. And then I realized, well, hey, I want a desk.
And a monitor.
Because I was doing all the editing and I was doing it sitting on the sofa on my laptop while he sat in here and had a desk, and I thought, that's just weird. He built us desks, and this was a couple of years ago. He did a lot of work and sanded the wood and stained the wood, and we had dark wood desks. And that was great for about a year and a half or so. Yeah. And then I said, I need a bigger desk. Because my desk stopped about here. These aren't my favorite. They're okay. It's not necessarily the style that I want, because they're
great functionally. You just don't like the busyness.
I don't like the busyness. They're not real stone because the weight would be way too much for the RV. Was it Formica?
Yeah, it's just like Formica. Just the countertops. There's countertops with no backsplash.
What is also nice about these being countertops is that they're rounded. So it helps for your wrists when you're sitting.
And in case it's not obvious, these used to be benches.
Oh yeah. Up here is the queen mattress, and that comes down. But below that were 2 benches on the Happy Jack system, right? So those 2 benches would actually fold out as well and meet in the middle, and would also technically be another bed, I think, although lumpy and probably uncomfortable. But for us, we got rid of the benches, and Chad put the desks where the benches went.
This is just an 8x10 carpet here.
Yes.
Fits in here perfect, wall to wall, edge to edge, all the way to the angle ramp over here.
Yeah. We've had these storage ottomans for almost 3 years. These were inexpensive Big Lots purchases. All right, remember we mentioned the cordless vac? This is the Dyson
V10 Animal.
Because I shed like an animal. Daisy doesn't shed, I shed. So this is basically for picking up my hair, but it does an amazing job. Something else that's changed quite drastically is the bathroom back here is basically now a storage area.
Yeah. So you can see we've just kind of got miscellaneous, got my golf clubs.
Even when Chad's daughters come to stay with us and they stay back here and they sleep on the queen size bed, they still just shower in the main shower area. They'll use this bathroom for the toilet and for the sink and stuff, but this makes more sense for us to just use as storage than a second shower. We also added this coat hook thing here to the wall because we have nowhere to hang coats. In the wintertime, I would get really frustrated with having winter coats hanging over the dining room chairs and stuff, and they're just out of the way and behind this tinted door so you can't even see them.
Updated fire extinguisher there.
Yes.
And by the front door.
Yes. So we have another AC unit up here. This is for the patio awning. And then this is for the awning that's over back here.
And this button right here just controls what used to be the benches but are now desks.
Shall we show them the tech cabinet?
Tech cabinet. We have these storage bins up here. You can see that one is storage. The one over here has become tech cabinet. And we have a video on this, but that is our Pepwave Max Transit Duo. We've got 2 cellular connections simultaneously providing our internet inside here. I should also note there's a TV in here.
Oh yeah, there's a TV in here. We do get asked about this quite a bit. Are these blackout curtains? If you're worried about privacy, and especially at night, we got these blackout curtains off of Amazon and that nice thick durable tension rod from Amazon as well. So we will have links for all of this stuff below. Chad just put these command hooks here so that I can bungee them back. Tell them about those doors, Chad.
So originally our 3-season doors had the screens like these have, but instead of this glass, they had plastic covers that were on via Velcro, and you had to tear them down, put them back up. They get gaps in them. They would blow off in the wind. They weren't great. Lippert now has these as their standard 3-season doors, which are awesome.
And these are now coming standard in the Momentums too.
They're regular glass. They slide down so you have the whole side open if you want. And they're just super, super solid. They slide nice. It's such an improvement over the plastic. It's just not even funny.
Yeah, we were looking forward to getting these doors for a long time.
I'll show you the patio.
This patio is awesome because it just extends our living space. Even if we are in an area for a week or so and maybe we don't use the patio for happy hours or sitting, it still opens up our space. And so you don't feel so closed in and you don't feel like you're sitting in a cave.
The patio itself, the door and ramp is all new. That's what we talked about before. These rails are stock, they're original. So are the cables. This is, I believe, rated for 3,000 pounds in ramp mode and 1,500 pounds in patio mode.
We love having the patio. It's been awesome, especially when we're in places where the patio kind of goes over water. So it's like we have a waterfront site. It's amazing. And that's it. That is the tour of our home 2.0 with all of our upgrades and modifications.
3.5 years and about 35,000 miles, and it's holding up really well.
It's holding up great, yeah.
You know, we've had a couple of videos on issues. We'll link those below too. We don't sugarcoat it. Things break, you know. Grand Design really stands behind it, and we've been really, really happy with it.
And we wouldn't have changed our choice of our first RV for anything, really.
No, we nailed it.